What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I am. Welcome back to the second upload of the day. Yeah, that's right. You guys are getting blessed with more of my beautiful succulent voice coming over the microphone. I've got a story time for you guys today that it's pretty funny. You know, the title, I'm not gonna lie, is a little bit of clickbait. It's probably not the scariest water slide to ever exist. But regardless, I have a friend who legitimately crapped his pants at a water park in Tennessee because the water slide we were going on was way too scary, and we had to sneak him back into the room because we were actually on vacation with the girl that he was talking to. It was a family friend. So yeah, I had to wingman my friend who crapped himself on a water slide back to the hotel room so his crush didn't find out. And trust me, I'm just a good friend. So that's what the story time's gonna be today. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
To celebrate. It's not good. Nice rack in her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a little drunk, but it's a hell of a feeling. Got so.
Anyways, there's this place in Tennessee. I'm not exactly sure where it was, but it was this hotel in Tennessee that had this massive water park in it, like attached to the hotel. There was a water slide that like went out the side of a building and back in. It was supposed to be this super cool vacation where we were gonna hang out and like do our thing and just be on water slides. And it was my family and my friend's family and then his friend's family, like his family friend, right? So it was like me, my parents, my friend, his parents, and then their friends and their daughter, who my friend had a crush on. Like, you know when you be crushing low-key and it's that awkward stage where, like, you haven't really told each other that you like each other, but you know you like each other. Like, that was the stage it was in, you know? So my friend is straight up hyped to be spending a week at a water park with his crush because, I mean, as a teenage boy, a week without supervision around your crush constantly wearing a bikini is basically, like, the greatest thing that could ever be given to you. Anyways, in this hotel, there was like two water parks. There was an indoor part that had, you know, a lazy river, a wave pool, a couple of the slides. You would also go in there to go on the slide that like went outside the building, you know, and went back down to the bottom floors. So there was an indoor water park and then there was an outdoor water park. And when we first arrived at the outdoor water park, there was a water slide that, I'm not making this up, did a loop, like a loop-de-loop. Like, you know how roller coasters do a loop-de-loop? There was a water slide that did that. And obviously, we had pulled up kind of late, so like we weren't going to ride it, but it was the one thing that we were all super looking forward to riding. And it's in the outdoor section of the water park. That's going to be important because the next day, when we wake up after seeing this loop-de-loop ride, it's raining. And the outdoor water park obviously can't be open in the rain, so the only thing that we're allowed to do is go to the indoor water park. Regardless, we start like going on these slides the next morning at the indoor water park, and it becomes very clear to me, obviously, that my friend, who I'm gonna name Dom in this story, is not a giant fan of water slides, all right? I never really heard of anybody being, like, afraid of water slides, but the look on his face when we get on the first slide is just pure fear, and I immediately realized that I'm gonna have to help my homie out and just, like, make him look good in front of this girl he likes because he is crapping himself, and that's not a good look, all right? Like, I'm not saying that a girl shouldn't date you if you're afraid of things, but it is probably hard to look attractive when you're like about to tear up and cry at the fact that you're on a water slide. I'm just saying, and that goes for anybody. Like, if anybody started crying on a water slide, you probably would think that there's something wrong with their ability to, you know, get over things that are scary. So I kind of like distract the girl while we're going on slides, and we basically redirect a majority of our time to the the like lazy river and the wave pool, like all that stuff. And so the girl is kind of starting to ask like why we're not going on the slides and stuff. So I make it up and I tell her, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm afraid of water slides. I take one for the team. And the worst part is when I tell the girl that I'm afraid of water slides, she starts laying into me about how I'm a wimp and like only chickens are afraid of water slides and how it's so ridiculous to be afraid of something that can't hurt you. And keep in mind, I'm not the one afraid of water slides, dude. I'm the one trying to cover for my friend being afraid of water slides. So he obviously is like, well, now I can never admit to being afraid of water slides because this girl is clowning on my friend for pretending to be afraid of water slides. And so she's like, oh, well, whatever. Like, you have to make me a deal. If we don't go on water slides today, then as soon as that loop-de-loop one is outside, like, we're going to have to go on it. And I look at her and my friends and I'm like, oh, no, I'm really afraid of slides. I don't think I want to go on that one. Which I hadn't really talked to my friend yet, but, you know, I was trying to be a good person and be like, here is your chance to say, oh, no, we won't go on it because Ryan doesn't want to. And make me look like a wimp so that way you can look good in front of your crush. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really trying to give him an out. But my friend, for whatever reason, I don't know if he was just trying to look cool in front of this girl or what. There definitely was no thought process. It's like, yeah, Ryan, unless you're too scared, as soon as it's sunny, why don't we just go ride the loop-de-loop slide? And he starts like kind of insinuating that I'm a baby. And keep in mind, I have been doing all of this to try to help my friend out. Like, I'm really just trying to be a good wingman out here, dude. If you're gonna start calling me a baby because I'm covering for you, then I'm not gonna cover for you anymore. That's not how it's gonna work. So I give him one more chance. I look at him and I'm like, nah, dude, I really don't want to do the loop-de-loop slide. Do you want to do it? And he looks at me and says, yeah, I'm not afraid of anything. Are you? And it's like, bro, yeah, I'm not. I know for a fact that you almost cried on the water slide. I didn't. So I decide to do the only thing at this point when you've tried to do something nice for somebody and they like just won't take your kindness. I look at him and say, okay, then I guess we'll ride the loop-de-loop slide as soon as it's open. So anyways, we get back to the room that night because me and him are sharing a room and he's like, dude, you gotta find a way to get me out of having to ride that slide. And I'm like, no, dude, I gave you a chance to get you out of that slide and you decided to make fun of me to look cool in front of your girl. So no. You're gonna have to go down that loop-de-loop slide. He's like, man, I'm terrified. I'm like, look, you should have thought about that before you decided to make fun of me when I was doing you a solid and trying to make you look good. And he's like, look, I'm so sorry. Like, please. And no, I know you guys are probably gonna leave comments down below like I was a little petty. And yeah, I was a little petty, but you gotta learn your lesson. If somebody's doing you a solid, you don't like complain about it, you know? That's the equivalent of like somebody doing your homework for free, right? You're stressed out. You're like, oh, please do my homework. And they only get a 94 and you're like, ooh, you did my homework, but you only got a 94. It's like, ho, I did your homework for free. Why are you complaining? I did give you an out to not have to ride that stupid slide, but you wanted to look cool. So no, my work here is done. You can figure it out. So the next day comes and the weather has cleared up. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, ladies and gentlemen, or like the weather clears up. I don't know if it was the next day or like if we spent one more day in the inside water park. It's been a little bit, but regardless, the weather eventually clears up and we go out to the outdoor water park and we spend the beginning of the day just kind of exploring everything. There were some smaller slides, some more pools and stuff, a lazy river that was really fast. Like, it was pretty cool. And sure enough, standing there in the middle of it all is this giant loop-de-loop slide. And when I say a giant loop-de-loop slide, like, it was one of those slides that you got into and then like the hatch closes on top of you and the floor drops out from under you. You know, like, it's a pretty intense water slide. There's a pretty strict height requirement. They made sure before you went in that like you weren't claustrophobic or anything or had any heart problems. It's a pretty intense water slide. And so we get to like the top of the line for the slide and it's me, my friend, and this girl. And the guy up there is like, okay, who's going first? And the girl is like, oh, I want to go last because I'm scared. So how about you go first to show Ryan that it's not scary? And my friend is like, yeah, I'll go first. So he gets in there, and I'm telling you right now, we had been at the water park all day, dude. This guy was so pale, you would think he had never seen the sunlight. I don't think I have ever seen somebody so visibly scared in my entire life. He looks petrified because not only is he afraid of water slides, but keep in mind, this is one of those ones where they like close that hatch around you and then the water starts pouring and the floor drops out from under you, and he's also pretty claustrophobic, so he's terrified. Anyways, the floor drops out from under him, I hear a scream, and that's it. So I go up next, I go down the slide, and I get to the end of the slide, and I come out, and I hear, Ryan, and sure enough, I look over and my friend is like hiding in one of the cabanas that's around the wave pool, and he motions me over and he goes, look, I'm gonna tell you something, but you promise you won't snitch. And I'm like, yeah, I promise. And he goes, I crap my pants. And I look at him and I'm like, okay, very funny, like, haha. He goes, no, literally, like, I'm telling you, I crap my pants on the slide, I got so scared. And so I start laughing at him and I'm like, bro, are you serious? He's like, yes, but you can't tell anyone. I'm like, well, why can't I tell anyone? And he says that obviously he doesn't want the girl to know he crapped his pants, which is fair enough, but he also says that if the pool finds out that he pooped on his way down the slide, they're going to close down the water park, and he's going to have like ruined this girl he likes vacation and ruin our day because he crapped himself being afraid of the water slide that he was supposed to be the tough guy going down first. You know, he's trying to be all tough. This man had crapped his pants on a water slide. On the bright side, all the water shooting up your butt definitely means that you're not going to have to wipe when you get back back to the room, but like now I gotta find a way to get this kid to shuffle walk back to the room with poop in his pants without this girl finding out. So I look at him and I'm like, why should I help you? You know, you got yourself into the situation. He's like, please, dude, don't make this girl know that I pooped my pants. And listen, all jokes aside, as petty as I was and as mad as I was, I will not make my friend have to look a girl he likes in the eyes and admit that he pooped himself on the water slide. So I give him the room key. I'm like, look, you gotta get back quick because I've gotta make up an excuse as to where you went. He's like, no, dude, if I'm gone and you're here, then she's gonna want to come back to the room and see me. And trust me, like, I'm gonna need a little bit to clean up, bro. Which, I mean, might be a little bit TMI that he blew out the side of his shorts with the poop going down the water slide. And as we're trying to figure this out, she comes off the water slide and she's like, oh my god, what's wrong, guys? Like, everything okay? Like, let's go ride another ride. And I look at my friend and I look at her and I immediately do the only thing I can think of, and I go, I think I'm gonna throw up, and just start running towards the hotel full speed. And my friend is like, oh my god, I gotta make sure he's okay, and starts waddling as fast as he can, clenching his cheeks together to not let anything fall out. So yeah, we get to the hotel room. My friend cleans up his shorts. It smelled pretty bad. We went back and I told the girl that I threw up, and she made fun of me for throwing up on the water slide, but I didn't snitch. And I'll tell you what, my friend ever since then, whenever I've needed him, has had my back, so it has come in handy. And moral of the story is, when your friend's doing you a solid, don't make fun of them, otherwise you will crap your pants on a water slide, and I'll be able to hold this over the head for the rest of your life. And Dom, if you're watching this, your poo-poo was very stinky. It was very good. Nice job. And yeah, on that note, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. And yeah, be sure to turn on notifications if you're new. If you do, I might give you a shout out. Today's notification shout out goes to Logan Crocker. And if you really want to support the channel, get yourself some of the OG Sub Club merch or use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout for a quick discount. On that note, guys, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'm gonna go crap myself on every water slide within a 10-mile radius just so I can make sure that I establish my dominance. And yeah, don't get anyone pregnant if you do. Make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace. We do get the dub here, by the way. I am just gonna keep talking until we secure this dub ski, just so you can know I'm not bad.